I'm Megan Bennett.
I'm Leslie Meyer.
And this is Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit. Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Megan.
Hi. Oh, my God. Hello, 2026.
Here it is.
You fucking dumpster fire of year already.
You thought you were going to be different and special.
Nope.
Boy, howdy.
You are a shit year. This is the longest year. 2 months. These last 2 months have been the longest year.
Yes. It's been the longest
year. It's only been 1 month.
This year.
It's only been 1 month.
It is February. Jesus. Only just now.
It's only just February.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been the longest year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Here we are. So we're back. We're talking.
We're back.
And we're in two different places because it's definitely February in Indiana.
Yes. And I have a Mini Cooper as a car, and we have a shit ton of snow, and I'm not entirely sure I can get it out of the alley behind my house.
Mm-mm.
So haven't tried yet. Husband's been driving me to work. I'm relying on him.
Very nice. I'm concerned about the underneath of my regular size car. Like it hits some snow, like the frozen, crusty icebergs that get like in the middle when they don't plow, and you're just like, hope for the best.
You're like, well, there goes my muffler.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm a little concerned. My car is very un-new. So I just am like, don't poke any holes, please. Don't poke any holes.
And then what will happen after that is all the potholes. So when this actually all melts, then we'll just have a shit ton of potholes, and my little Mini Cooper will just fall into one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You also won't be taking the Mini Cooper out.
Mm-mm. It'll be like the land of the lost. I'll just go right down into the...
Yep. Into the center of the earth. You're going to find some dinosaurs. Yep. That would be cool. I would not be sad about that. Let's go find some dinosaurs. I think that would really spice things up, change a pace.
I think if we could get some dinosaurs, maybe some aliens.
That would be, so
an
groovy.
Alien race makes contact with us now. That could be good.
They are not touching this planet with a 10 light year pole.
No.
They're just like, no. You remember when we checked in the 70s? Yeah. We're still not doing that.
You guys had a haze of like lead gas and, filth. That's when I think of the 70s in my mind. Right. I'm picturing it just with a haze and a smell of leaded gasoline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Aliens were like, fuck that shit. Mm-hmm. And then they took a break, and then they came back and they were like, nope. Nope.
We were just barely one step away from like industrialized England with like coal. That was the US in the 70s. We just had to do it again.
And child labor.
Of course. My God. Where would we be without child labor? Please, sir.
Please, sir. May I have another?
Oh, my Lanta.
Jesus.
So hi.
Well, hi.
Here. Hi. We're gonna do an episode today.
We're gonna rally.
And we're changing up, like, who knows? We changed things, I think, like twice last year at different times. Well, we just threw different things in. We were like, let's talk about a movie. Let's do this. That'll be a good time. But we're going to try a little bit of a different format in terms of like our 2 episodes each month.
Right. And that's mostly because for our sanity, right? And for time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then also just to try something new. I do want to get back to the movie thing too. I
had that on my radar.
Watch a movie with you because I still have my movie in mind that I need to share with you.
And I don't even remember what it is now, so it's even better. I avoided it.
I don't think I ever told you. I don't think I ever told you, and that's fine. I'm not going to. We're just going to dive right in, and you're just going to go, what the fuck am I watching? And it's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited about it. So that'll be fun. We'll do that at some point.
Yeah.
But here we are doing something else. And we're going to kind of split it. Like we're going to do one that's kind of like current events, like because it'll be sort of at the time of recording, like news that is now. And kind of our perspective on it, or how that sort of weaves back into our generation, like just for Gen X women, like how the current events are kind of resonating. And then we're going to do one that's like nostalgia.
Candy.
A little bit more light.
Candy. Yes, I think that's a good idea. So today, right, we were gonna talk about the giant elephant in the room.
It's so fucking enormous.
It's a big ass elephant.
And yet the United States seems to still be avoiding talking about it, unlike France and Britain, who are actively firing people, opening up criminal investigations. Like, this is what sane people do when you get news of this magnitude.
Yeah, but we don't do that here because I think this particular Epstein scandal is so deep into all of the weeds and all the people and all the places in this country. I'm not even sure how they would go about sussing out all the pieces.
Oh my gosh. It will go on forever in the end.
Yes.
Truly, like in terms of prosecution.
Like Celine Dion. Go on.
My heart will go on. This court case will go on. And if you grew up in a dysfunctional family, what is happening makes sense. What do you do in a dysfunctional family? You just sweep it under the rug.
Just ignore it. It's fine.
Just don't go near your creepy uncle. It's really on you, kid.
Right.
Your responsibility not to end up in a room with your creepy uncle or second cousin or whomever.
Yes. The pervy one in your family's life. Yeah. Right.
So there's that piece, but we're going to start by saying our fond farewells, goodbye to a really incredible actor, Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, we talked about this. We were like, do we still want to touch on, people who died? Because let's be honest, that gets really fucking depressing when people keep dropping dead.
I mean, we're all going to die. This is one certainty.
Right.
I'm on board.
Sure. We had for a while there, we had like 4 people in an episode that we were talking about because it was like, what the fuck? It is so depressing.
Yes.
But we have to talk about her
because my gosh. Hysterical.
Yes.
Queen. Best in Show is probably
is that your favorite?
Most favorite film. Although, Mighty Wind, also incredibly brilliant. She just absolutely shined in everything. And of course, she's like most beloved for Schitt's Creek. And I think that that's what most people, how they knew her, particularly people of our kids' generation. Although Beetlejuice, they definitely would have. I mean, my kids definitely watched Beetlejuice.
And Home Alone.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
As well. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think Schitt's Creek was probably the most famous with her. I think Best in Show was hilarious. That movie, just from start to finish, is so good. The scene with
genius.
Oh shit! The scene with the couple with the dog. That's yes. So
get my busy
when they talk about how they met and that he was at Starbucks and she was at the Starbucks across the street, I swear to God, was the funniest line. I'm like, and I know it was all improv, and that's what's so fantastic about it. It was just brilliant.
I was at Starbucks.
So good.
Starbucks across the street.
She was across.
And just the ensemble, of actors that she could perform with, just so completely, seamlessly, flawlessly, just totally brilliant. And it was, I don't know, I think because of the joy attached to her career, it was just kind of like a gut punch. It was just like, oh no, not that person. Not now.
No. We need you. Please don't go.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I read a story, and I can't remember now where I saw it, but it was somebody was kind of reminiscing about, they were a waitress in New York City, and they got the job because, and this will tie into what we're talking about.
Oh, brilliant.
They got the job not because they were a skilled waitress. They got the job because they looked really good and had good tits and a tight ass.
All
and
that
all
misogynistic shit. Yes, I hear that.
So they were hired to work in this cocktail lounge that had, you know, a dark room, and it was where all the famous people went to hang out.
Oh, yeah.
And Catherine O'Hara happened to be there, and then this woman recounts like meeting her and how she broke all the rules of working in this place, like on week 2 of working there, because she got to meet Catherine O'Hara, who was a delight, who was asking her all kinds of questions, who was just like taking her under her wing and like being just an absolute sweetheart of a human being.
That's amazing.
And the rule, of course, in the place was like, you don't talk to the celebrities. You don't, blah, blah, blah. So
they're just people. You don't pay any attention to like who they are. They're just customers like anybody else.
Right. Or you just fall over backwards and treat them with reverence, but you don't ever,
yeah. You're not
dare
You're not
talk
asking
to them,
them questions.
Sure, right.
Getting autographs. You're not doing any of those things. No taking pictures.
Yes, but she was clearly like smitten with her, and how I think it might have been Rolling Stone, come to think of it. But anyway, she talked about how she, you know, broke the rules by meeting her and how lovely she was. So
that's wonderful.
Of course she was. Of course she was.
It's heartwarming. It brings hope when you hear about people that you adore on screen or like in music or authors or just anybody who's like semi-famous, and then you hear stories about them in real life where they could be assholes and they aren't.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, you're actually a good person all the way through.
Because there's always the flip of that, too, where there's the people who you expect would be absolutely delightful. And then you hear a story and you're like, what?
Yeah.
They're a dick?
Like they throw tantrums. They're really demanding.
Right.
Yeah, I totally hear that. And it proves like it didn't take a lot to be a good person, Megan.
No, it doesn't take a lot. It's really just taking a second and thinking about how somebody else feels.
Yes.
It's not
I think
hard.
that's a critical skill. Did you know that is called empathy?
I did know that.
And there are people that don't
it's
have
missing.
It. Oh, yeah. You feel like it's
generally
missing?
Speaking, it's missing in the world.
Yes. More and more. This is like a conversation that I have had more than once this week. And I think particularly, you and I were talking a little bit about this, since the like half of the trove of the Epstein files was dumped and none of the proper precautions were taken to protect survivors. Plenty of precautions-ish were taken to protect the perpetrators. Kind of. Not really. I mean, docs are still getting pulled down and redacted right now, and you sure as fuck know they've already all been downloaded.
Sure. I hope.
So many people instantly slurped all those up. Plus, you know.
How do you and we'll get into this, I know, but how do you justify uploading those docs and just leaving naked pictures in of children?
Distributing child essay material.
The fuck?
Yep. It's called not having a conscience.
Yeah.
I mean,
or is it legitimately distraction tactics, right? Like now I'm going to start getting crazy and conspiratorial because I feel like the world just, I don't know. I'm just getting there. I'm becoming crazy. But I think every time I hear something like that, I'm like, was this done on purpose? Just to distract us, you know, or was it a legit mistake or just carelessness, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of land in the world of like, I don't think they're smart enough to have a coordinated effort for distraction. This is what I imagine.
Okay.
One part of the government, like one person just gets pissed enough and does, it's like how the system works together.
Mm-hmm.
So like part of me because it's the piece about not having, they didn't even bother to go through, they could have removed thousands of documents that mentioned Donald Trump. They could have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, when I heard that, I was like, oh, she fucking did that on purpose. She's like, fuck you, dude. Like, I just wonder how the like infighting is happening. That's where my brain went.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I'm sure there is some.
It's like lobbying weapon, from the inside, and the like external, those are like the unintended consequences. Like nobody's going to think about victims because they're all attacking each other. Like they're victimizing one another.
And we know that was true in the first administration, like his first go around, like because all of that shit was leaked and you heard the stories and people would go on camera and be like, this is a fucking crazy place, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
You don't hear that as much now. So they've locked that down a little bit. But no, you're probably right.
I mean, I just think it's like, so I never watched that TV show. Was it like Succession? Was that what it was called?
I watched 2 episodes. I hated it. It's just mean.
Yeah. And it's like
it's just mean and
there's
icky.
just a family of narcissists. It's like all this different kinds of narcissism. And nobody's thinking about anybody else but themselves, ultimately. So like all of the pain and suffering that is caused is like a consequence of how fucking self-absorbed they are.
Yeah.
So, and then sometimes it is nice to think, yeah, we're just going to fucking do that. Fuck you, dude. But I just imagine that it's just like this, we're lobbing bombs. No common person matters. And when everybody starts to pay attention too much, we're just going to go and like fuck with Minneapolis a little bit more, right? Like we're going to go do these other really outrageous fucking things because so I imagine it's a combination of all of those things.
We're going to fuck with elections. We're going to fuck with,
we're just going to keep saying crazy shit so that you don't know where to look.
Yeah.
Keep your eye
that's
on
true.
the prize.
That's 100% true. It is so much information being thrown at us all the time.
Yeah.
Just to distract, just to make you a little bit crazy and to throw you off balance. And they said full on at the beginning, I think Steve Bannon said that was the whole plot of this administration was going to be, you do this, you just
keep doing
hammer them with it over and over and over again. And then something else over here, and then something else over here, and keep people off balance. And then you can do anything you want. Because apparently the name of the game is just corruption.
Yeah.
Across the board.
We're just going to get away with it because we can.
And part of that, like the first time you do corruption and nobody stops you, right? Like the Senate, the House doesn't stop you. The Supreme Court doesn't stop you.
Yes.
Who's going to stop you the next 500 times you do it?
Takes them too long to realize that the rules have changed.
They don't care.
So shout out to all the other kids of alcoholics. This is your time to shine. You know exactly what's happening. Like adult children of alcoholics and addicts, rise, because you can see this shit a mile away.
Lived through it.
Or I guess the opposite, the counterpoint to that, I'm going to argue with myself, is that you are like so knee deep because you've gone along with the authoritarianism. Both in. But I'm going to guess most of us are like sniffing that shit out. This is crazy.
It's crazy.
Really. But we're talking about it today for a reason, not just because we're being made crazy.
Although that is true.
Fair. Fair point.
I mean, the QAnon cabal, the cabal that they were talking about, a few years ago, is in fact a real thing. It's just not pointed at the right direction.
Yes, everyone should research projection and look for it in your own daily life, because I guarantee you do it. But that is absolutely what has happened. No, look over there. They're doing this terrible thing.
Yep.
All while
how dare they? I can't imagine anybody doing this.
Right. While you're like pillaging the coffers.
Lord. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you. What are
All
we
we do
talking
is
about today, Leslie?
we're talking about. So this whole experience, like last week, I watch my picked news, got a little selection of like news sources, and I was just like processing the impact of my own nervous system. And I was having just like a little side conversation with somebody that I had gone to middle school with. And I think like, it's sort of one thing to grow up and go, yeah, like the rules were different. I mean, you and I have talked about like every time we watch a movie from the 80s, I was like, there are just boobs everywhere. Like
Boobs everywhere.
boobs are just like, I don't know.
Yep.
It's like getting a cheeseburger, right? Like our bodies weren't cherished in any particular way. Like
No.
female bodies were not cherished.
We
in
were
any particular
the
way.
punchline of so many just 80s
Right.
jokes. Right?
And just like the water that we grew up in and the culture surrounding that. But we also had this like weird blip of like suddenly our generation, like late 60s, early 70s babies were also invited to like, oh, but you should go to college. Wonderful. My mom had a checking account. Fantastic. Not until well after I was born, but like, we got some autonomy in the world. So we had rights shortly after our birth, not right away. But within a few years, we had some rights.
Which is just wild to think, right?
Exactly.
Like that it was in our lifetime after we were born.
Yes. After we were born, you could run your own finances and get access to no-fault divorce and like probably get hired. What?
In most places.
In most places.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You could. Yeah. I mean, it felt we had the birth control pill.
Yeah.
So we had like some sexual freedom.
And like protection.
Supposed. Right. Yeah.
In terms of like unwanted pregnancies, I mean, we still had to be responsible for being careful walking around outside.
Of course.
Because, you could be SA'd at any time.
What are you wearing? You had it coming. You were
That's your fucking
it.
fault, but at least you won't get pregnant.
And we had, growing up, we had movies that were starting to teach us that we had agency that we didn't have before. Like I'm thinking about the movie 9 to 5.
Yes.
Right? Where,
oh God, yeah.
You've got Dolly Parton and oh shit.
Fonda's in that,
Jane
right?
Fonda and
Lily Tomlin.
And Lily Tomlin. And together they kill their boss.
Yes. No, they kidnap him.
Hold him hostage.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So
we weren't quite there.
We didn't exactly kill him yet.
Still
if it were made today, we'd probably kill him.
You never know. They taught him a lesson.
They did. He had some comeuppance. But that was like, we're fighting back against the system. We've got these jobs. We're strong. We're independent women. We don't need a man. We blah, blah, blah. So we were taught kind of that stuff.
Yep,
a little
on
bit.
TV too, like Three's Company.
Right.
What was the TV show set in Indianapolis? We've talked about it before.
One Day at a Time.
Yeah.
One day at a time.
Right. Valerie Bertinelli was in that. Yeah. Okay. So I think there was this like in my brain, I was sort of assuming lots of things about my relative like power and privilege. I didn't know those words then, but it's just like, yeah, of course I could just like get a job. It wasn't separated from the requirement to be married. Like that was still sort of like, oh, you're going to need being in a relationship still has clout, right? There's some relative social stuff. It wasn't quite pulled out from that yet. I had some pretty strong role models that were examples of that, but like, but I got a degree, I mean, I'm sure I got married right after college, but like I got a degree, I did these things. And we were talking about it because I think it just hit me like how being raised in that seeing different role models, having different experiences laid out in front of me kind of gave me this illusion of things are better, right?
Mhm.
Like there's some relative safety. And luckily enough, like I think every woman has had scary experiences, but I was never in a position to be like kidnapped or
Right.
trafficked. I was not that vulnerable. As I say that out loud, I'm like, I don't know, maybe. I mean, there were definitely vulnerable places where I was extremely vulnerable.
Yeah.
And
And
for
in some
whatever.
case, any of us who didn't have that happen kind of just got lucky, right?
Absolutely.
Because
Yes.
you called it, you called it out just a second ago, and that was this like appearance, this false sense of security, this false sense of women were equal, women were empowered, women, all of that was on display. And it was kind of like, yeah, that's where we are. But were we, right? Like,
and it was definitely echoed in like the people I was around, like my family, like I was raised, my grandmother was single, had a career, took care of her family. Like it all came out of necessity. Like similarly, like your mom had a career, like provided for you guys. I mean, there was this, okay, yeah, this is, and the reality is like, I think we're learning there are a fair number of people that just don't agree with that.
Correct. Like, yes, correct.
And so
a large group of people, as it turns out, that don't agree with that.
Right. And it's so
I feel like we've had this rug just yanked out from underneath us. And part of that is, I mean, I guess maybe it's being naive, like, and not, I don't know. I don't know.
I think I kind of get a sense of what you're talking about. I don't think it's naivete at all. Like I certainly am not naive about the harms and atrocities committed against women globally all the time. I think what takes a while to kind of like sink into is the depths to which, the lengths to which people will go to continue to cause harm, to hold on to patriarchal norms, to hang on to misogyny at all costs. It's just like the levels of hell. Like we thought reading Dante's Inferno was like, whoa, crazy. It is nothing on this.
Yeah.
It's just, so it takes you aback. And I think that in that moment when we were just, we exchanged a couple of messages and it was just like, it's like, oh, it's like 12-year-old young women, 11-year-old young women, knowing I was just flashing through moments in my life where it was like, oh yeah, you should smile at that 35 or 40 or 50-year-old man and say thank you for complimenting your body.
Right.
Because that is what you are expected to do.
I think the other, yes. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I think also I feel all of this is brought up a lot in my head, but I think the fact that there is so clearly a lack of value put on women also is just like, it just gobsmacks me. Like I cannot, there's just no value short of being a sexual thing, zero value that women hold. I mean, that's what has been so hard, I think, to digest in learning and reading more and more about. I mean, never mind the fact that there's zero value to poor people, right?
Sure.
For these elites.
I mean, we are not the land of the free, right? Never have been. Like,
right.
We are a country founded on devaluing human beings for profit.
Yes.
That is that it, and all, people of color, Black women, have been yelling at us for decades. Like, we know. And so
yes.
You do not owe me any words. You do not owe me any words.
I apologize.
Right.
I feel like, yes,
but we are
you're
fundamentally
100% right.
constructed on that. Like, that is the foundation of our nation, is the devaluation and destruction of other human beings for profit.
It is such a class system that how do you get past that? I don't know. That's for somebody smarter than me to figure that out. But there is such a class system, and these elite cabal of men, right, that see poor people as cogs, working little cogs in their little schemes to make them more money. And then one step lower than that are the women who are there just for their entertainment and enjoyment. And that's it. It's a lot to process.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not even a rabbit hole. It's just more like the context. I guess that's why it felt so relevant. And I imagine all women. Oh, I know. I remember what I was going to say. ADHD. All women are disturbed. Like, you should be disturbed. And if you're not,
it's because you're not listening, or you're so like, I don't know.
And I guess I'll say this too, and you're probably thinking the same thing. Like, I know that there are women who are not bothered, who don't believe it, who are doing
the empathy thing again.
Yeah, this is their fault. You know what I mean? Like, it just really is. And so when you think about the slippery slope of, when people ask the question, why don't we care about school shootings? This is why. Like, we don't care.
Yeah. And I think that's the just don't care.
Like, it's been, when the ground that we walk on was founded on the extermination of other human beings, unless that nation has had some sort of moral reconciliation, it is a very small step from
do not care.
Dehumanizing women to dehumanizing children and back again.
I think you can point to literally any decision that this particular administration has made. And you can answer the question with whatever question you have with, they don't care.
Yes.
Like, that's truly, that feels like it's the case.
Yes.
So
I guess the culturally contextual conversation is the, like, are there memories? Are there things that you have thought of, just like shit that was in the water when we were like in middle school and high school, that looking back, you're like, whoa, I should not have been in that situation. What was this person thinking? I'm just thinking about how, like, social clout and like proximity to, there was this, like, it's not that we were looking to get with like old dudes, like our dad's age, but older dudes.
Yeah. Older dudes. Yeah.
And that approval was, even if it was kind of creepy and gross, like if you got this external approval from older men, like that was like, okay, that it was fine.
Yes. So in high school, had a 23-year-old boyfriend for a little while. I mean, what the fuck? Looking back on that, like, what the fuck? Now, to my grandma's credit, she did not like him.
Oh, good.
Like, at all. There was some sneaking around, right?
Sure.
Because, of course.
Which the 23-year-old was like totally down for.
Right. And like in hindsight now, do I want to hunt him down and like punch him?
Be like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, thankfully, like nothing happened, right? But
Brilliant.
still, just the idea of the whole thing is awful. Like just terrible. Did you have anything like that? Like growing up?
I'm trying to think. Most of the like skeezy stuff that happened was typically on like vacations, like the super skeezy stuff. There was the kind of like normal, like in the water. I mean, as much as like my grandmother was a badass, she was also out of the water that she was out of. I mean, she was born in 1921. And she was very proud of me as a young person and as a swimmer. But there were moments where she would just be like, look at my granddaughter. Isn't she so pretty? And I'm like, that man is really old and looking at me in a way that makes me uncomfortable. And I just don't, she wasn't like showing me off in a creepy way.
Right.
But just like she thought of me as a little girl. And I don't think she was holding in mind that man might like little girls in that way.
Yeah.
You know, so it would be like these kind of, and I was just like, oh yeah, that was fucking creepy. But I did flash back to something. I was like in Florida for a week. My grandmother had taken me. I had met this really cool girl at the pool. I think we were both like 14 or 15 years old, hanging out. Maybe she had said, nope, this is important. I think I was 15 and she'd said she was 16 years old. We were hanging out at the pool, swimming, but we all kind of like said we were 16 years old. For some reason, 16 was like a magical age to like hang out with older boys.
How many many songs were about like, I mean, movies too, but like songs about, you know, she was, I mean, and if you look back, there's some lyrics that are so gross.
So gross. So we just like been all at the same condos all week. We met these kind of cool guys. I remember probably he was like 24, 25. And he was like in the military. And he was a cool dude. Like we were just friends. And I must have been 16. I must really have been in real life. Like we just hung out, and wherever we were, it was a beach you could drive on. And my grandmother just let me go hang out with whatever. So like we were driving, and I remember him saying he really liked this other girl at the pool. I was like, great, because I'm not really into you. But I specifically remember him going, yeah, but it's just not okay. And I was like, why does it matter? She's 16. And he goes, no, she lied. She's really 14. Yes. And so he was fully 10 years older than her. And in my child mind, I mean, I was like, oh, that's weird. But I was
thank God he at least saw that was not okay.
I don't think it kept him from taking her out on a date, though.
Ew.
Right? But he did acknowledge it. But it was just this moment where, like, I didn't go home and say anything.
You know, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, if you go back and you read history.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, how things were with young girls being trafficked off to old dudes, you know, with a dowry and a cow and a
you're just an asset.
Gold coins.
Yep.
I mean, what the fuck really has changed?
Exactly. In fact, if I'm really if I'm arguing about this, it's like that loss of women as commodity that sort of, for some people, like fuels this. It's almost like in your DNA kind of entitlement. Oof. I don't know. That's my theory in the moment.
God, the whole thing is gross.
It's so awful. So it really has just made me think, because like I don't ever remember my daughter and her friends talking about how great it was that 20-something or 30-year-old dude was like, isn't he hot? He totally whistled at me. You know what I mean? Like there has been a cultural shift.
I think that is true. I think that's true. And that's probably, hopefully, maybe why this isn't going to get brushed aside.
Right.
Like, I think if it were our generation, and I love our generation, we would be more likely to, I hate saying this, but I feel like we would turn a blind eye to it a lot more, or just
try to button it up really fast. Like they would just prosecute like low level. It wouldn't go to the highest heights. It would just, we'd button it up and say it was,
maybe
sorted.
Yeah. Right.
Somebody would just get thrown under the bus.
I like to think that the younger generation, the people underneath us, are not going to let that happen. They're going to want justice. They're going to want, because it is so, I think to your point, it is very foreign for this generation. Like because I agree. My daughter would never, I've never heard her say that. I can't fathom.
No, they're instantly like, what the fuck's wrong with you, motherfucker? I mean, and like they were younger hearing Me Too movement, right? Like younger hearing us talk about like, don't do this, don't do this. Like, and that's not your job. It is not your job to manage someone else's behavior. Like we have the language of boundaries. It is not your job. You are not responsible if someone approaches you in an inappropriate way. That is not your fault, right? Like you need to come to us.
You wear what you want to fucking wear, and it's somebody else's responsibility to keep their hands off of you. Right?
Yes.
Because of what you're wearing. It shouldn't matter.
Because that's an impulse disorder.
Right. Like, figure it the fuck out. You know, I also think that the younger generations, the parents of younger generations, are generally speaking doing a pretty good job about not requiring their daughters to go kiss their uncle or or hug so and so on your way out the door. No. Like you don't hear that shit either. Thankfully.
Yes.
And I'm sure it still happens out there, right?
Absolutely. We can only speak for like our experience. I mean, broadly, like in this whole conversation, like I'm a 52-year-old white lady in the Midwest. I can really only speak to my lived experience and then the information that I like taken around me and the fact that I like fucking paid attention in history. And I believe people when they tell me that they have been harmed, but yes, there are people that are like, nope, you still need to go kiss your weird uncle in the corner. Ooh. I don't even want to assign weird uncle a name because I'm going to upset somebody.
We know who you're talking about, though. We all know who you're talking about.
So it's just like, ugh. But that was just sort of what I've been sitting with all week. It's just like, man, I knew I was unprotected and I knew that I got myself out of like some tough moments. And I was like, and I remembered like this guy in his 40s when I was like 18 and just thinking, I guess that's cool, but it was just like you just dealt with it, right? You just dealt with the attention and it's nicer to like go along, to get along, to not get your ass like hit, it's just like you learn to smile and be nice and placate and like you learn to survive in those situations. And so just seeing all of this and hearing, I mean, it's awful, right? We're not even going to unpack it all here because people are unpacking it very well in other places, but it's just like, man.
But it is a unique, I think, look on this from that GenX woman's perspective, right?
Absolutely.
Where it's just, I mean, you make such a good point. It really was normal. It was entirely normal. And nobody was coming forward and telling us, hey, ladies, this is weird and gross. Like, thankfully we're, hopefully we're the ones telling the younger generations now, no, that is weird and gross.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No, It's fucking weird that Leonardo DiCaprio is going out with 20-year-olds.
No
fucking
shit.
weird.
So that is something my daughter has, she has talked about that so many times. Just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
What do you have to talk about? You have no shared lived experience.
I know. And what's funny is like when she turned 25, we said to her, sorry, you're too old for Leo now. Like, that's fucking gross.
It's so men, raise your sons, raise yourselves.
Raise yourselves.
Get it together.
Women, continue to claim your space and walk down the center of the fucking sidewalk. And
hell yeah.
Don't feel like you owe somebody a smile. Just if you want to smile at somebody, smile at somebody. Mm-hmm. But that's if you want to smile at somebody.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
if some old fucking dude looks at you and says, you should smile more. I mean, you've got my permission to tell them to fuck off.
Fuck off, motherfuckers.
Fuck off, motherfucker.
That was what was burning this week. I don't want to, I could talk about it forever, but I think we've given it the high level.
It's a lot.
High level conversation. Maybe it would be useful to try to connect with the ways in which we are surviving. And we're just like well aware lots of other horrific shit has happened in the past few weeks, y'all. We know.
God.
We've had a lot of conversations. So please do not let us picking one topic mean that we are excluding other topics.
No, we are very aware. And
we are super aware and super pissed.
Popping my anxiety medication like Tic Tacs.
So what is giving you a reprieve in this moment? Any tiny amount of joy?
I'm taking a very brief hiatus to Disney World in a couple of weeks.
Ooh,
so
lucky dog.
My husband and I are going to go for just like 4 days.
Oh, nice.
Because
4 days.
I have told him I need it. Like it is my escape. Is it candy? Yes. Is it
it's fine.
Bad for me? No.
You know. If you've got the resources, do the thing.
Yeah. I can go there. I can turn off my phone. I can just pretend like nothing bad exists in the world for 4 days. And
dissociation is important upon occasion. And if you're like reading lots of books or watching lots of movies or find yourself scrolling on your phone for a couple of hours, like it's okay.
Yes, protect your mental health. I do recommend, if you are not a Great British Bake Off watcher, that you start watching all of those previous seasons of that. It's fabulous.
Okay.
It makes me feel warm and cozy and happy. During COVID, I watched the TV show The Good Place because it too was warm and cozy. Mm-hmm. And I am embarrassed to admit that I was not a Queer Eye fan. I wouldn't say I wasn't a fan. I love the idea of it. I just had never watched it. I never got around to watching it.
Yeah.
And so I'm starting that. I'm like,
so brilliant. You're going to cry a lot.
I know. I watched the first episode of season 10 just like 2 days ago. God. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
It's joyful.
Through the whole season.
It's so sweet. It's genuine. Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good, I would throw into that list before I pivot. Go rewatch Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Ted Lasso brings all the good to the world. And in that same vein, it's like, go spend time with other people and do good things.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, volunteer somewhere.
If you can go walk a dog or like our animal care control here is like way over. They've got way too many pets and they did a call for blankets. And I was just like, I have a ton of fucking blankets I need to get rid of. So I'm going to go do a blanket drop off. It's small. But those little pets that are living in miserable conditions, which also makes me sad, it's just like look around. It doesn't have to be a big lift. If you can send $5 somewhere, send $5. If
you want to go volunteer in a hunger relief kitchen or volunteer to walk the dogs at your local shelter, they
drop
would love
some
to have
food
you,
in like your community food box. There's a few in our neighborhood. Like I will. If I have one thing, I put one thing. But those small things like matter, and it just keeps you kind of connected to your own soul. Like it matters how we engage with the people around us. It matters how we consider and interact with other people. Yeah. And it matters how we talk to ourselves. So don't forget those in dissociation land.
All of that constant noise and trying to keep you off your feet, keep you off balance. All of that is real. Mm-hmm. And if you can protect your own sanity a little bit and bring a little bit of joy and happiness into the world, it'll make you feel better. It distracts you from, the maddening chaos.
Yeah. Truth.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I think that's our episode for today.
You don't have to kiss your creepy uncle.
And you do not. You don't have to give hugs.
No.
You don't have to give foot massages. Super gross.
I mean, unless it's your kink and you really want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into that, it's your thing. But if it's your grandpa, you can say no. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, they make machines for that.
They do. You just buy a machine one of those, for that. A Homedics foot massager. Go to Kohl's and you just hand that off at the White Elephant. There you go.
Here you go.
Awesome, friends. Well, we'll be back in a couple weeks with something a little lighter, but this just felt too big and important to us, to the world, just really timely and relevant. And so we wanted to kind of have a conversation about it.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
See you in a couple weeks.
If you guys want to chime in,
tell
us what you think. We're here. We'd love to hear from you. So feel free to do that. And take care of yourself, Leslie.
You too, sister.
You have been listening to Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Leslie.
What do people do if they want to find us?
Well, we have a website that people can find us on, and that is genxwomenpod.com. We also have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram account as well. Mm-hmm. We have a YouTube account where we put YouTube shorts and other little tidbits up there. We have a TikTok account.
I don't talk the tick or tick the talk.
You don't tick the talk?
I do not.
I barely talk the tick, but I did put a TikTok up.
We're explaining the internet to people. That's okay, though.
It's great.
We need to know how the internet works. Can people buy merch?
They absolutely can. We have a merch store on the website itself, and we also have an Etsy store, too. So they're just pretty easy to find. It's just Gen X Women on Etsy.
And if you are listening to this podcast, presumably you found it somewhere. And while you're there, give us a review.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Throw some stars at us.
That'd be great. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Ooh, 5.
Maybe 10.
And also make sure that you are hitting subscribe so that you're notified whenever a new episode drops.
Most important.
We also have a 5 minutes of fame that I think we should tell people about, too.
Hell yes. We want to know your stories, your 5 minutes of fame stories. You can send those stories in on the website, or you can call 1-888-GEN-X-POD and leave your story for us, and we will play it live in our next episode.
Yep.
2 or 3.
We'll listen to it on a little red phone, just like Batman.
That'd be cool. Let's get a bat phone.
A bat phone.
I think that's it.
I think you're right.